So my name is Frederic Bevilacqua. I'm with Emmanuel Flety, and also with Gaël Dubus, who is here. We are two of us of whole team of 10 to 15 person working at IRCAM on new musical digital instrument, new ideas to manipulate sound and create sounds. And just to working on from both music and different fields. And we did this interface a few years ago that we called the Mo. That was a bit bigger. And what we're going to show you today is kind of a new version of that is much smaller and much more efficient. So that was the old stuff. I'm not going to show the video. That's few things we did with that at that time, like a basketball, where all the music is actually created on the spot by the people playing the ball, etc., etc. Now we also just want to mention that we're also working on different mobile applications, and some of the movement analysis we're going to provide are going to be available to some extent on mobile devices. There are already some software that is available where you can. We are working on various collective interaction. And what we're going to show now, and that's going to be available for the hackers tomorrow, is these new small devices.
Which is that size?
That has been developed by Emmanuel, which is called the R-IoT.
For now. Do you want me to say a few things about about the board? So what we are going to provide to the hackers is so we have a bunch of those. We have a dozen of those to provide, along with some analysis software that Frederic is going to present afterwards. That software is able to analyze the gesture and the motion and recognize a few patterns and specific gestures. And for the board itself that I want to introduce now, so it's a small Wi-Fi chip with some CPU power, enough CPU power to pre-process the sensors directly on board. And it streams the onboard sensor, which is a 9-axis sensor, 3 accelerometers, 3 gyroscopes, and 3 magnetometers via OSC, so that open sound control, so that it can be received in so many softwares out there, including Live, Maximus P, Pure Data, and so on. So what we are providing is a version of the board with fixed firmware that is already sending and streaming the data directly. So seems to work. Obviously, the board can be programmed with custom firmware, and we can provide also some API and examples and tutorials to have custom software firmware inserted inside the board. And this is sort of an Arduino. It programs like an Arduino. So if you're familiar with the Arduino environment, you can eventually program and do custom stuff directly with the module and stream the computation to the computer via Wi-Fi. So Frederic now is going to present a few examples of the analysis. I'm not sure
okay, you probably
very well on the screen.
You probably don't see anything.
Maybe
right?
you can come closer to see the screen.
But that's the data we get. So it's accelerometers, it's angle, and depending, so you can detect if it's falling or not. Oops, I just broke it.
There is a reset button, just in case.
It's low latency, so you can detect very, very small or very more with a large, a very high dynamic range, very small movement on a high movement. You can detect different type of shaking. Some other example I wanted to show. What was that? Yeah, if you get, so you can control granular synthesis or different type of synthesis by a different angle. And you can go from one type of motion to another type of motion. So that are somehow the basic bricks you can use then to really build various interaction. You can of course put this small object in bigger object and do different things.
So just to summarize what you've seen, the idea is to provide a sort of toolkit to analyze gesture and be able to separate them so that you can distinguish different gestures that are not produced at the same time. So it's just not a question of threshold. You have some analysis that are provided by those objects based on the raw data that are coming into the patch. And you have the free fall detection and so on.
That's it.